Finally back home after racking up all those frequent flyer miles. USL Championship success in Connecticut and US Open Cup success in California. All smiles from these guys. And of course, there's the Centurion, Eric Calvillo, with his 100th appearance wearing a Locomotive crest. Welcome inside the broadcast booth here at Southwest University Park. I'm Duke Keith. Let's get you caught up on all of the good stuff that's been happening for Locomotive FC as they get ready to face off with Lexington SC here tonight in El Paso. It's chilly, but there's a lot of hot action that we need to get to. March 19th, Locomotive hosting Harpo's FC in the first round of the Open Cup, 5-1 win, El Paso's first ever victory in that tournament. A couple of days later, quick bus ride to Albuquerque. Locos conceded late, losing 1-0. And then a week later, cross-country, a trip to Hartford in a 2-1 win. Finally, this past Wednesday, a 3-0 Open Cup win against Ventura County in Southern California. So, let's start with the attack. During this four-match stretch, 10 goals total in all competitions. That includes a 5-goal performance here at home where the celebrations were just as good as the goals. You decide who did it best, Beto Avila, Brian Romero, or Gabi Torres. What a night that was for Locomotive. Locomotive travels across the country, able to pull off a 2-1 win late in the match in Hartford. Defensively lights out versus Hartford, only 2 total shots allowed. And then a 3-0 win at Ventura County. Set piece FC. Locomotive FC getting it done on set pieces. And of course, the only blemish was that loss to rivals New Mexico. But advancing in the Open Cup sets up a revenge match.
As we flip now to Group G, we have New Mexico and El Paso. We need to draw the home team to determine where Phoenix is going. So New Mexico, El Paso, that one's set.
El Paso traveling back to New Mexico Wednesday, April 16th. The stakes could not be higher. Winner moves on to the round of 32, and the loser, well, they're done. But before we get too ahead of ourselves, Lexington SC will look to rain on the parade, no pun intended. Both teams come into this match with identical records, 5 points apiece, solid squad, 7 goals in the season, and atop the league in that category. Really good passing team that does not give up the ball, an impressive 88% passing accuracy. That's the best in the championship. This team has some speed and will take the game to you with their league-leading 51 shots in USL Championship competition. So if you're not familiar with Lexington SC, that's due to them making the jump into the USL Championship this season from League One. They got off to a good start winning their first match of the season, going 4 straight unbeaten. However, they're coming into tonight having lost their last 2 games. A loss to San Antonio and just eliminated by MLS next side, Columbus Crew 2, Tuesday in Open Cup play. And while the club may be new to the league, they have 2 guys on the roster that we all know pretty well, Lucas Stauffer and Logan Ketterer. Stauffer went back to his home state of Kentucky after spending a season with Locomotive FC last year. Stauffer was and remains dangerous up the wing, coming into tonight already netting a goal in Open Cup play against Southern Indiana. And between the sticks, none other than Logan Ketterer. The former El Paso keeper signed with Lexington this offseason. And we, of course, remember him from his 3 seasons here, including in 2021, where he made his MLS debut with Portland Timbers. Ketterer hung around MLS for the last couple of years with Montreal, and now the number 1 guy in Lexington, coming in as one of the league's leaders in saves. We have a fun match ahead of us. For the first time ever, Lexington SC versus Locomotive FC. The USL Championship and Championship Soccer kicks off after the break.
On Saturday, April 12th, the action continues at Vado Speedway Park. SH Automotive Pure Stocks, Halsey Racing Inex Legends, Anthony Sosa Roofing Late Models, Extreme Landscaping Stock Cars, and Rancho Milagro A-Mods will go head-to-head for a thrilling night of racing. Gates open at 5, racing starts at 7:30 p.m. Secure your tickets now at VadoSpeedwayPark.com. That's VadoSpeedwayPark.com.
In the blink of an eye, an accident can lead to a traumatic brain injury. These injuries may not be visible, but their impact can last a lifetime. Every year, countless victims suffer from TBIs, facing challenges like memory loss, mood changes, and difficulty in daily activities. If you or a loved one has experienced a TBI due to someone else's negligence, you deserve justice. Call Carter Law Firm right now for a free consultation.
Let's face it, when you have a plumbing problem, it's never a good time. But Sharp Plumbing can ease that pain with fast, friendly service. Sharp prides itself on getting the job done right, We've been fixing plumbing problems in the borderland for 30 years. Sharp is certified in tankless water heater installation and service. If you've been thinking about converting from a traditional water tank to a tank, call today, 915-892-5790. Sharp Plumbing.
Welcome, everybody, to Southwest University Park as we get set for Lexington SC versus Locomotive FC. Taking a look at the starting lineups first for the homestanding Locomotive FC. Locomotive with Jamali Waite back between the pipes, which is a wonderful thing. Andy Cabrera gets the nod kind of in the middle. Amando Moreno. Beto Avila, of course, up top. Very dangerous. And Frank DeRoma back in the USL Championship fold. For Lexington SC, yeah. You recognize that name at the bottom, don't you? Number 1, Logan Ketterer back in El Paso. But keep an eye on Speedy Williams. Number 80 up top, won a championship with Colorado Springs Switchbacks FC last season. He is in Lexington this season. Number 80, therefore Lexington SC. As we pointed out, this is a team that leads the championship in shots. Among the tops in offense created. As Lexington in their away orange and white, Locomotive in that Los Locos graffiti kit. And for the first time ever, Locomotive FC taking on Lexington Sporting Club. Locomotive with a first touch and an early turnover. Someone else to keep an eye on for Lexington will be number 72, Braudillo Rodriguez. And here's Lexington creating some offense. Locomotive able to survive. There's an outlet pass. Locomotive trying to get something started up that left wing side. Gabi Torres. And it gets away. A quick throw in. Lexington will put pressure on. Both of these teams love to work up the wing, which we'll get to in our Casa Auto Group keys to the game here shortly. But Locomotive creating some offense here in the early going. Wahab Akwe scored versus Ventura County. Or rather versus Hartford, that's the game winner. Locomotive advancing it nicely, trying to make a turn with nowhere to go is Amando Moreno. But back to DeRoma. Switch. Palermo Ortiz wearing the captain's armband. Memo Diaz. Cabrera. DeRoma. And around to Brian Romero, who gets the start at center back tonight as one of the center backs for Locomotive, along with Palermo and Wahab Akwe. Let's take a look at our officials for tonight. And there we see Igor Bike, John Krill, Zeno Cho, and James Morgan, your fourth official for this evening. We have a blustery evening, temperatures in the upper 40s today. It finishes clear, but lots of rain here in the early going. This might be recognizable to folks maybe north of Interstate 50 as early springtime, but not here in El Paso. But this is the last home match for Locomotive for the next month. It'll be May when Locomotive takes on New Mexico United. It should be significantly warmer then. Good quick feet. Gets the ball back for Los Locos, courtesy of Gabi Torres. Locomotive playing wide, left to right. Romero to switch it back now to Akwe. Of course, scored off the corner to give Locomotive the win at Hartford. Into the middle. Lexington trying to control Nick Firmino. Played up to Rodriguez, who draws the contact. That'll be Ortiz to send it out for a throw. Let's take a look at our Casa outer group keys to the game. Disciplined defending, best passing team in the league in Lexington. They won't make mistakes. Not many, but they'll be able to pick their moments and get out and run. Looking for the ball to get played out wide quickly. Forward runs up the middle that set up dangerous crosses in the box. Locomotive, score first and early? Question mark? Look, last season El Paso was struggling to get goals. Last in the league, or second to last in the league, is that long throw-in is a foul in the box. It'll be a free kick for El Paso. 2 goals in the first 15 minutes of the match for Locomotive this season, though. Setting the tone can help slow down Lexington SC's attack. And set-piece advantage. Perhaps for the first time since 2021, we've seen Locomotive have success with set pieces. Corner kicks in the Open Cup, a good sign this club might have figured something out. 40 corners in 6 matches. 40 corners in 6 matches. And 7 goals from those corner kicks. Directly or second touches, second actions. Locomotive has really upped their set-piece game this season. No foul in the middle. DeRoma keeps it moving. No foul in the middle. Lexington with the turnover. Solid work by Speedy Williams to win that back for the visitors. Comes back for Torres. Sprung forward. Nicely. Avila looking for Moreno. It's cleared, but only to Calvillo, trying to make a turn. Moreno to the far side and cleared off the line. That's good last-ditch defending by Kieran Sargent. But Logan Ketterer cutting down the angles as we see the former Locomotive man. Just great work here. Good keep and sent over the byline. It'll be the first corner kick of the match. And this will be Gabi Torres to take it. There along with Memo Diaz. We'll see if they play it short. How about this? 3 goals from corner sent in by Memo Diaz. 3 goals for Locomotive on corner sent in by Gabi Torres. Pick your poison. Short corner, and it will be Torres outswinging ball and headed clear. Only so far as DeRoma. Avila zings one in. DeRoma to bring it down. Calvillo. Romero. Locomotive solid pressure early on. Good defending by Danny Barbier. The Atlantan getting that last one cleared away, and now Lexington tries to run. Rodriguez. They'll shift it back. Good cutoff by Locomotive to get back defensively. Barbier to the middle. And Sargent. Rather, Kendall Burks. Tries one long up the middle, and Waite calls off the defense, has that one easily. Jamali Waite. Well, Locomotive is waiting to give their goalkeeper a clean sheet. But allowing only 2 shots against Hartford in that win on the road in Connecticut last weekend. But one, of course, was a goal. It's good effort and in the work to try and keep the ball. Firmino tackled away by Gabi Torres. Locomotive defending stoutly. Can they keep it up the entire 90 minutes? That might be the page that needs to be turned. The next page, rather, for Wilmer Cabrera's Locomotive FC. Eighth notch and fine voice this evening. Locomotive playing possession, working the ball around. Locomotive currently tied for third in the league with 8 goals scored. Leaders Loudoun United and Monterey Bay going into this weekend with 9, Locomotive with 8. Tied with 3 other teams. But Lexington SC not far behind. Good stay-at-home work by Ortiz, and here is Cabrera. Tries to switch into the middle. That was a missed pass. Firmino. Kendall Burke's patient. No real pressure from Locomotive until now. And Ketterer. Great with the ball at his feet. We all know that from his time here in El Paso, and that's going to be a foul. Andy Cabrera getting a word as Corey Burke taken down, and was that Ortiz? It was indeed Palermo Ortiz who's getting the talking to. Straight to Lexington, and the shot is headed and cleared off the line. That's great work at the back by Brian Romero, who had to be there. Still pressure. That was Kieran Sargent with the header toward goal as Waite tipped it right to him. Locomotive with Brian Romero, the man on the transfer from Locomotive sister club FC Juarez Bravos, with a critical clearance. Waite could only get that. The wind may have picked that up a bit, but Romero was there to clear it off the line. Sargent, that's quick reflexes, quick thinking. Doing exactly what he needed to do in the time given to him. But Locomotive with some solid defending. We're going to be seeing a lot of number 11 Marcus Epps. Key to goal versus San Antonio FC from the middle, but that's a guy who likes to do his magic up the wings. And he certainly sent in a dangerous ball there. Here is Cabrera. It seems to me, with Waite stabbing that one away, that some of those breezes may have caught that ball. I think he thought he was going to be able to reach for that and get a hold, but was only able to get an outstretched right hand to it. I don't think the ball landed where Jamali Waite thought it was going to land. Here is Akwe. Of a slow back pass, Akwe has it cleanly. Romero. Calvillo. Long cross. Locomotive trying to play that one into Moreno to no avail, but there you see the flags, and of course Old Glory off to the left, kind of still along with the Texas flag, but then the other two, including the club flag, swirling around. That's kind of indicative of the way things are on the pitch. And you can certainly hear it over our crowd microphones, and just the way this is all laid out here at Southwest University Park in downtown El Paso, Texas. That is out. It'll be a goal kick. The breeze can pick up in an instant, and there we're watching the flag swirl around, and behind Logan Ketterer is going to get the restart here. That scowling mug, Locomotive fans remember it well. Kind of a master on penalty kicks. That includes a loan spell, a quick loan spell with Portland Timbers, where he saved Chris Wondolowski from the spot. That was in 2021. Here's DeRoma. Locomotive winning the ball back. Akwe. Locomotive has had certainly the majority of the possession and a couple of good dangerous moments in the 18. But Lexington, so athletic, so quick. We talked about this is the team that has created more shots than just about anybody else in the USL. Well, strikeout is 51. That is fourth in the league currently, behind Loudoun, Monterey Bay, and Tampa Bay. But it's top four, and that was a hard collision. Avila takes his seat. So there we see quick shot of the Locomotive bench. Everybody bundled up. Romero gets a piece of that. That's nicely done. Executed. Moreno, that had to be bumped back. Avila, great work. But Kendall Burks is able to survive. Let's do crunching the numbers from Beasley Mitchell and Company. How about a big number for you? 5,838. That's the total miles traveled since March 21st for this club. Locomotive traveling by bus to Albuquerque and back. That's about 480, 500. Dangerous. Wait, we'll clear that off the line. To Daroma. Then a flight to Hartford, returning to El Paso. Then a flight to LAX to play Ventura County and back home. World travelers racking up those frequent flyer miles. Somebody's going to take some. These guys are going to be taking some nice vacations in the offseason. Burks. Ramodias dispossessed. Good work, Rodriguez. Lexington trying to pressure their way into possession. Locomotive, the outlet valve. Here's Frank Daroma. Long switch. And on the run, it's Moreno. Takes it nicely. Moreno trying to get his way wide. That's some solid defending at the back by Lexington. Fans want a foul. That was good stay-at-home work by Joe Hafferty. Brodillo Rodriguez taken down. It'll be a free kick here for Lexington. On that left wing side. We got a good angle on that. May have been some hands, but body to body and sliding by is Marcus Epps. Great work by Epps. Side-footed effort. Cleared away by Romero. It was that side foot that sent a ball right up the middle for Lexington SC's goal versus San Antonio. That's going to be a foul. Hard effort on Joe Hafferty. And you hear Armando Moreno talking things over with the official, as I'm sure Moreno may be giving it back to Hafferty after Hafferty wins the ball away from him at the 18. Into the 18th minute. Lexington SC trying to play with the ball a bit here. That one's put into space. That's a good bit of pressure by Calvillo. El Paso's had things pretty well buttoned down so far. Lexington trying to change that. Getting to the end line, the cross lifted back out. It'll be a corner kick. Good work by Gabi Torres to be there, but another outstanding effort by Kieran Sargent making the run out of midfield to put the pressure. And a nice cross, though his teammates had yet to catch up. Sofiane Jeffal, the French defender, will send in Lexington SC's first corner. Jeffal headed down. The overhead kick is over the bar. What an effort by Nick Firmino. The Brazilian with a very Brazilian kick. If he'd been able to settle it, it would have been trouble, but maybe a little too close to the 6-yard box. Actually inside the 6. Over and out. But Lexington SC flexing its muscles on a set piece. Lexington This is their third season of existence. We'll take one more look at Firmino's overhead. Off the corner here. Scrambling around, that just dropped right at the edge of the 6-yard box. Beautifully taken from Jeffal. Or by Jeffal. To put pressure on Locomotive. And again, they'll cross it. Epps. Back to Firmino, worked around. That is deflected. Locomotive gets a piece of that cross by Sargent. Cleared away, but Lexington starting to play. With some teeth. Palermo Ortiz. Capped by his nation's national team. Akwe. Clearing it out of danger. Locomotive will put that in touch. But Wahab Akwe scoring his first goal for Locomotive versus Hartford. And couldn't have come at a better time in the 86th minute on the road in Connecticut. Pulled back by Firmino. Locomotive, nice trap. Avila from Moreno. Moreno receives that one. Daroma working around Cabrera. Memo Diaz zings one over. It's off of Ketterer's fingertips and out for a Locomotive corner. That one troubling Ketterer a little more than you might think it should. But Memo Diaz, former teammates going at each other. Diaz, great first-time effort. And Gabi Torres. We'll make sure the laces are tight and ready. Torres, the in-swinger off of that left foot. Yanked in, the header in. Palermo Ortiz gives Locomotive the 1-0 lead. Ortiz giving thanks for that beautiful ball from Gabi Torres. The former Bravo. Clear in the box, just nod that one to the far post and in. Locomotive in the 22nd minute. Off of a corner kick. Makes it 1-0. Locomotive FC charging up the crowd here at Southwest University Park. Palermo Ortiz scores his first for Locomotive since coming over last season from FC Juarez Bravos. And the man they called Palermo, beautifully headed ball. My goodness gracious. Well, you wondered why Locomotive was happy to bring Memo Diaz back to the Sun City and bring in Gabi Torres. And you are seeing exactly why. Torres, the man from Phoenix Rising, won the championship with Rising in 2023. And he and Memo Diaz on the wings have been absolute terrors, including with those pinpoint crosses in from set pieces. Locomotive again, winning the ball in and around the 18. Dangerous. Ortiz will cover here. The 8th goal scored from a corner this season for Locomotive. On their second corner of the match, and that is going to be a direct kick right outside the 18, and our first caution issued. Locomotive crossing, putting pressure, and getting our first caution of the game will be Jeffal in the 25th minute. Memo Diaz knew what was coming if he didn't do something, but that was worthy of the card it was issued. Jeffal on the 25th, giving Locomotive a set piece. About 25 yards off the byline. And good to see Memo Diaz. None the worse for wear, as Gabi Torres once again works the shoelaces. I don't know if they're loose or if that's perhaps a signal. Who's to say? Both Diaz and Torres standing over the ball. Diaz in swinger with the right foot. Knotted out. Another corner coming. Romero was there. Third corner of the match coming, and our referee is seated. Igor Bank is the official, and I don't know if it was a non-contact injury, but he is holding his left calf. And of course, will automatically draw chance of pobrecito from the crowd. That's a given if you're a referee and you go down in a match. But we certainly hope he's okay. See if we can see this on the replay. Oh, yeah, just made a move to cut. And he is in some discomfort. And we will see how this shakes out. If the referee can't continue, it will certainly result in some more added time at the end of this. As Sarai Costa and the training staff on to take a look. Our fourth official, James Morgan. Ready to loosen up along the sidelines. Takes off the pants and with his picture on the big screen here at Southwest University Park. Draws some catcalls from the crowd. Our fourth official will take the place of the center ref. I don't know. I would assume if he's okay to continue, that Mr. Bike will take over as the fourth official. And we are underway. Locomotive with its third corner of the evening, about ready to bring it off the foot of Torres. There we see the signal. In swinging ball, punched away Ketterer. Calvillo. Looking for a shot, sends one at his old teammate. Right into Ketterer's waiting arms. Back and underway. Into the 30th minute here in El Paso. Locomotive with another set-piece goal off of a corner kick. Wind kind of catches that one. Epps does well to control. Epps slid out. Torres, offensively, defensively. Number 16 has been everywhere he's needed to be. Up and over Firmino. Locomotive again. Torres there. Epps into the middle. Moreno zings one over. Barbier with that one easily. Oh, that's well done. Beto Avila's going to run that down. Avila with Moreno right behind. Knocked away. Good stay-at-home work again by Hafferty. On the throw-in, well covered by Lexington. Akwe, though, steps into that, and we play on. Now a foul. A little too much by Akwe, who's whistled for the foul. The USL on CBS kicks off tomorrow. Two former USL Championship title winners battling it out at 2 p.m. Mountain. Undefeated San Antonio FC takes on Western Conference rival Phoenix Rising FC. That is tomorrow on CBS. The most widely available league on linear television in El Paso. That was a handball, but I think we're playing advantage here. It gets loose of Akwe, but nobody in orange nearby. On the restart. Oh, that comes in nicely. Lifted up and over. Beto Avila. That's going to be a goal kick. Ketterer all over the referee. But they say that was last off of Avila's feet. As there we take a look. On CBS, that's right. The Eyeball Network. San Antonio versus Rising. 2 p.m. Mountain. Wonderful to have our friends with CBS Sports, the Golazo Network, Paramount Plus. Oh, how about DeRoma just walking right in, forcing the issue, taking it away from Firmino, back to Torres. Good switch around, Ortiz. Calvillo. Diaz. Nobody in light blue on the other side. Select is proud to be the official match ball supplier of the USL Championship. From the Academy to the big league, Select is there every step of the way. Visit us.select-sport.com for the latest Select products, specials, and more. Select, the player's choice. Barbier, former Miami FC man, made his way around the championship as well. Lofted up and over the top. Solid work as Kieran Sargent draws a double team. Second corner of the matchup coming for Lexington. As we pointed out, Lexington really made inroads. This is a team that has big aspirations. They're in bluegrass country along with the Louisville City FC, of course, longtime staple of this league. That one's sent long. That'll bounce. Locomotive trying to get there. Burks kind of rattled away from him. And Locomotive playing the outlet to Moreno. Missing the pass, but it missed everybody. Acque gets it moving for Los Locos again. Up to Torres. Torres from the middle has it go right at Ketterer. He wanted to catch that maybe and give it an angle, but it went straight at Logan Ketterer. Solid work though, and what a run by Gabi Torres. Locomotive. The 22nd minute. The 8th goal from a corner kick, directly or indirectly for Locomotive this season. Off the head of Palermo Ortiz. Sargent again. Good things happen when he's been on the ball. Good pullback. Around to Epps. This is dangerous. Epps to the left foot. That's blocked away. Acque is on it. Quick call for a handball, but we play on. Back to Epps. And to Hafferty into the middle. Burks. Rolled up, and that's straight to Memo Diaz. Miss on the pass there. Cabrera. DeRoma. And Andy Cabrera. Of course, Wilmer Cabrera Jr. spent last season a bit hobbled by injuries and really trying to force the issue. He wanted to play a part and play a role and do what he did at RGV, which is score goals for his dad and his dad's team, but no success until this season. He is off the schneid, so to speak. That will bounce harmlessly. Good idea, and Kieran Sargent appreciates the effort. Playing in the German 4th Division before coming on loan to El Paso. Of course, signed full-time for Locomotive FC. Torres is going to be whistled for the foul. Take down of Firmino. Quick restart here for Lexington. Trying to find a way into this match. They made some inroads, but Locomotive hit the outlet valve and a couple of set pieces up near the Lexington area. It's kind of taken some steam off of what Lexington was building a few minutes ago. But things can change as the wind swirls, so does this game's fortunes. Nicely done to Firmino, but Acque steps. That'll still get to Epps. Torres working one-on-one with him. That'll go out, but that is last touched by Epps, who is all over our referee, who is James Morgan. They're still tending to Igor Bike, who is on the touchline in behind the referee's area. And he has not taken up the duties of the 4th official so far. I want to make sure he's good to go, but he is on the field. We're in downtown El Paso into the 39th minute. Locomotive has looked sharp so far against the visitors from Lexington. They have, of course, the loss to San Antonio, the loss to Crew 2 of MLS Next Pro, in the Open Cup, and are trying to get off the schneid themselves a little bit. Sargent. So good long throw in, but it's controlled by El Paso and Calvillo. Avila settles things. Acque. That was a bit dangerous. Corey Burke was lurking up front, but so far number 99 has been virtually invisible in this first half. It'll be a foul on Locomotive. The quick restart by Lexington. little too far up the pitch for our referee's liking. Soccer season is here, and SeatGeek is the official ticketing partner of the USL. Get all your USL tickets and more from the #1 ticketing site, SeatGeek. Your ticket to great seats. Burks. Good stay-at-home move there by Cabrera. One-on-one with Barbier. Paso just not allowing service up the wings. The only man who's had success tonight is number 11, Marcus Epps. Trying to stretch for that ball, but they overplay it. That's forced. From the seat of his pants, it's forward and rolled in for the goal! Cabrera! Locomotive. They tried to play a pass to Epps in the middle. And Locomotive turns defense into offense immediately. Cabrera with the goal. Let's take a look at this one again. There's that man again, Gabi Torres, number 16, straight up the middle. And from the seat of his pants, falling away, lays it perfectly into the path of Cabrera. Totally against the run of play, Locomotive leads it 2-0. His second assist of the night. Gabi Torres has been an absolute revelation for Locomotive. He'll try the long switch. That's nicely settled by Epps. Boy, he's been dangerous. Lofts one in. Nobody in orange nearby. Danger not cleared, although it's a solid job by Moreno to get position on Epps and loft it forward. Ketterer way off his line is going to have to be perfect, and it's, well, perfect enough. Boy, Locomotive has handled its business so well tonight. Interestingly, Lexington is a member of the Western Conference. It's just the way things go. And we see Logan Ketterer, who has not had a good return to El Paso. A little further back, please. Hafferty with a throw-in. Romero. Jamali Waite. Most awkward moment for Waite was that cross from Epps. That Waite had to play with one hand. I just don't think the ball settled where he wanted it to, and it was almost straight into the path of Sargent. If it had been at his feet, it might have been even more dangerous, but Sargent could only play it with his head. The first-time effort pulled off the line by Romero. And that's been Lexington SC's most dangerous moment so far. For Locomotive FC, set pieces, and solid defense leading to some instant offense. Gabi Torres knew exactly where he wanted to send that pass, and it was perfect. DeRoma fouled by Jeffal, who has to be careful. He's on a yellow. There's not much in that challenge. But there will be 5 minutes of stoppage time, and of course, a lot of that comes because of the injury, non-contact injury to Igor Bike, our referee. James Morgan having to take over. The support staff will be showing the board as Igor Bike is still being tended to. Again, he is on the touchline, but actually now I don't see him. He may be into the locker room. That's one. Again, Hafferty has been solid defensively for the most part tonight. There we see the official sign. Yeah, he does not look like a referee. That's going to be a yellow card, and it's issued to Armando Moreno, who is being urged to be a little more productive with his feedback. So Moreno goes into the book. Jafal for Lexington in the 25th minute, and Moreno in stoppage time. Akwe. Torres. Just about anything he does with that magic wand is coming up roses. Avila getting into it, trying to reach for the ball. He got some shoves, decided to give some back. And it will be Jafal. Who's being urged by James Morgan to cool his jets a bit for the restart as Avila gets a little worried. Here's Lexington. Working it around to the right side. And there's the feet of the man they need to find, Epps. Into the middle, Speedy Williams. We've not seen a lot of number 80 either tonight, and that is good for El Paso. Speedy Williams can change a game. But so far, Locomotive has had this well defended. Here, though, is Corey Burke trying to turn. That's going to be a foul. The takedown by Akwe will give Lexington a free kick from a dangerous spot, and Akwe goes into the book. You're into the third minute of stoppage time. So the first we see of Corey Burke, and he earns a free kick just outside of the area as Jamali Waite sets his line. And this looks to be Jafal. But Burke is back there as well, along with Speedy Williams. Waite has the wall where he wants it. Keep an eye on Rodriguez, who might clear things out for a straight shot. Jamali Waite has to be ready. Dangerous free kick. Jafal over the top. The wall does its job and out of play. Corner kick coming for Lexington. Into the final minute of 5 added. Jafal was trying to put it over the top of the wall. Locomotive does get ahead to it. Jafal firmly headed out by Palermo. 50-50 ball. Akwe again. Over the top goes Avila. That's glanced out. It'll be another corner kick. Kendall Burks appealing for handball. And again, Jafal. The final seconds of stoppage time. Jeffal headed out firmly. Well done by Cabrera, but in it goes now to Memo Diaz. And the outlet valve to Moreno. Chests it and traps it nicely. Armando Moreno. One-on-one, Avila there to help. Moreno will go for goal, and Ketterer has to tip it out. A corner kick for El Paso. We play on. Beautifully done by Locomotive and Armando Moreno. The outlet valve has help and decides to take it himself and forces the save by Logan Ketterer. And here is Memo Diaz. This may be the last action of the first half. Diaz. Far post. That was almost into the far post, but Logan Ketterer traps it nicely into the midst. And that is indeed the final kick of the first half. But what a first half it has been for the home team, Locomotive FC. The goal off the set piece from Palermo Ortiz in the 22nd minute, followed by Andy Cabrera, both facilitated off the feet of Gabi Torres. Locomotive leads this one 2-0 at the break. Gabi Torres' left foot has been an absolute terror here in the first half.
Why buy from Casa? It's as easy as 1, 2, 3.
So you got lifetime powertrain protection. So we come to maintenance, we got you covered. We've got coast-to-coast delivery that's free within 100 miles.
And if you don't like it, you can take advantage of our 7-day cashback promise. We'll do everything we can to get the right vehicle for you.
So don't go to the other guys.
Come see the nice guys here at Casa Auto Group. Yeah!
In the blink of an eye, an accident can lead to a traumatic brain injury. These injuries may not be visible, but their impact can last a lifetime. Every year, countless victims suffer from TBIs, facing challenges like memory loss, mood changes, and difficulty in daily activities. If you or a loved one has experienced a TBI due to someone else's negligence, you deserve justice. Call Carter Law Firm right now for a free consultation.
On Saturday, April 12th, the action continues at Paso Speedway Park. SH Automotive Pure Stocks, Halsey Racing Inex Legends, Anthony Sosa Roofing late models, Extreme Landscaping stock cars, and Rancho Milagro A-Mods will go head-to-head for a thrilling night of racing. Gates open at 5, racing starts at 7:30 p.m. Secure your tickets now at VottoSpeedwayPark.com. That's VottoSpeedwayPark.com.
A mailbox with Pack and Ship Express gives you a real street address and the ability to receive packages from all carriers, not just the post office. Protect yourself against identity theft and protect your home address. No more porch pirates, no more missed deliveries, and you'll get email and text notifications when you receive a package. We have personal business and corporate mailboxes to meet your needs, plus 24-hour access. It's all at Pack and Ship Express, 6112 North Mesa in the Thunderbird Shopping Center. Are you experiencing knee pain or lower back pain? At Soulman Foot Insoles, our doctor-recommended treatment plans utilize a 3D foot scanner. We map your unique feet, crafting insoles that aren't just comfortable, they're customized. We also offer Atrix insoles. Soulman Foot Insoles has helped thousands of El Pasoans from weekend warriors to pro athletes. Take the first step and really make a difference. Find your balance. Find your stride at Soulman Foot Insoles, 3233 North Mesa, right next door to Up and Running.
Welcome back to a downtown El Paso, Texas, as there we take a look. The on-ramp to I-10 looking east, Locomotive FC 2-0 over Lexington. Here at the half, Duke Keith with you. As we take a look at the standings in the Western Conference, and there you see Locomotive in 6th place, getting their first win, and it was on the road versus Hartford FC, first win of the championship season after a couple of draws here in the early going. for Locomotive in the loss to New Mexico on the road in Albuquerque. Lexington right behind each of these teams with 5 points, tied with Switchbacks FC. And, of course, goal differential is where everybody falls in the Western Conference standings. But San Antonio FC has looked the part so far in the early going. News and notes from around the championship tonight. Championship teams advancing in the Open Cup. 20 championship teams to play in the third round. There have been very few cup sets this year. There have been some, but we always love the Lamar Hunt U.S. Open Cup. San Antonio FC, as we just spoke about, still 4-0, remaining unbeaten, but a big match tomorrow. 2 p.m. on CBS. The Eyeball Network will have it as Rising FC takes on San Antonio. And your March player of the match? Check it out. You can vote at USLChampionship.com as we are into April and the voting continues for your USL Championship March player of the match. 2-0 here at the break in downtown El Paso. Locomotive FC on top of Lexington through the first 45.
And it's a tremendous finish! San Antonio FC!
Pain doesn't care who you are or why you hurt, but pain can be mastered if you know the way. Fight back with Tiger Balm's legendary herbal power. Trusted for over 100 years, our proven blend of camphor, menthol, and essential oils tames pain with the strength and speed of the tiger, so that you can rise above pain and get back to living. This is the way of the tiger.
Whoa, termites can eat a pound of wood a day. Pound of wood a day.
Pound of wood a day. Pound of wood a day.
What's wrong, Daddy? Daddy? You okay?
Keep termites out of your home and your head with our premium guarantee that covers up to $250,000 in new termite damage. Before panic shows up, Terminix it.
Success doesn't come easy. It takes grit, hustle, and relentless effort. Every step forward brings you closer to greatness. This is your moment. Elevate your game. El Jimador Spiked Bebidas.
Do you think there's a chance for a defender to be named MVP?
Obviously, your team has to be winning, and you need to do some spectacular things on the field. I think it's really the impact that you have on your teammates, raising the standard of the team, of yourself, of all the guys. Who has the most impact on the team, not just the goals or the stats? There's a different nuance to it.
Welcome back to downtown El Paso. The winds swirl in the Southwest University Park. 2-0 at the break. Locomotive FC on top of Lexington. Another corner kick goal. As we take a look, it has been the Gabi Torres show. He has facilitated. He hasn't scored one as of yet, but that beautiful corner kick straight to Palermo Ortiz, who slipped between a couple of defenders to head that one strongly into the far corner at the far post. And then this great bit of defensive pressure by Torres. He knew where they wanted to go with that ball. Sends it to Andy Cabrera. That was a pretty solid kick for the goal as well. But from the seat of his pants, Torres rolling it into the path of Cabrera, who has his second of the season for Locomotive FC. And it's 2-0 at the break for Locomotive. What answers will Lexington have? And you've got to know that they'll come up with some. We'll find out as we continue here from El Paso.
In the blink of an eye, an accident can lead to a traumatic brain injury. These injuries may not be visible, but their impact can last a lifetime. Every year, countless victims suffer from TBIs, facing challenges like memory loss, mood changes, and difficulty in daily activities. If you or a loved one has experienced a TBI due to someone else's negligence, you deserve justice. Call Carter Law Firm right now for a free consultation.
Let's face it, when you have a plumbing problem, it's never a good time. But Sharp Plumbing can ease that pain with fast, friendly service. Sharp prides itself on getting the job done right. We've been fixing plumbing problems in the borderland for 30 years. Sharp is certified in tankless water heater installation and service. If you've been thinking about converting from a traditional water tank to a tankless water heater, give Sharp a call today. 915-892-5790. Sharp Plumbing. Are you experiencing knee pain or lower back pain? At Soulman Foot Insoles, our doctor-recommended treatment plans utilize a 3D foot scanner. We map your unique feet, crafting insoles that aren't just comfortable, they're customized. We also offer Atrix insoles. Soulman Foot Insoles has helped thousands of El Pasoans from weekend warriors to pro athletes. Take the first step and really make a difference. Find your balance, find your stride at Soulman Foot Insoles, 3233 North Mesa, right next door to Up and Running.
Why buy from Casa? It's as easy as 1, 2, 3.
So you got lifetime powertrain protection. So we come to maintenance, we got you covered. We've got coast-to-coast delivery that's free within 100 miles.
And if you don't like it, you can take advantage of our 7-day cashback promise. We'll do everything we can to get the right vehicle for you.
So don't go to the other guys.
Come see the nice guys here at Casa Auto Group. Yeah!
Welcome back as we take a look at the Plaza Hotel in downtown El Paso. Locomotive on top 2-0 over Lexington SC as we take a look at our first half statistics. And the one that counts always, the one at the top. 2-0, 7 shots to 5. Lexington has really tried to find some traction. They is here at the break from downtown El Paso.
Let's face it, when you have a plumbing problem, it's never a good time. But Sharp Plumbing can ease that pain with fast, friendly service. Sharp prides itself on getting the job done right. We've been fixing plumbing problems in the borderland for 30 years. Sharp is certified in tankless water heater installation and service. If you've been thinking about converting from a traditional water tank to a tankless water heater, give Sharp a call today. 915-892-5790. Sharp Plumbing.
On Saturday, April 12th, the action continues at Paso Speedway Park. SH Automotive Pure Stocks, Halsey Racing INEX Legends, Anthony Sosa Roofing Late Models, Extreme Landscaping Stock Cars, and Rancho Milagro A-Mods will go head-to-head for a thrilling night of racing. Gates open at 5, racing starts at 7:30 p.m. Secure your tickets now at VotosSpeedwayPark.com. That's VotosSpeedwayPark.com.
In the blink of an eye, an accident can lead to a traumatic brain injury. These injuries may not be visible, but their impact can last a lifetime. Every year, countless victims suffer from TBIs, facing challenges like memory loss, mood changes, and difficulty in daily activities. If you or a loved one has experienced a TBI due to someone else's negligence, you deserve justice. Call Carter Law Firm right now for a free consultation.
Locomotive FC 2-0 over Lexington SC at the half. As we take a look at our first half highlights, and there were plenty of them for the boys in baby blue. Eric Calvillo rolling that one to Moreno. Moreno keeps it, trying to send that one far post. That's cleared off. Gives Locomotive a corner. That a dangerous cross. And that's headed right back into trouble by Kieran Sargent. Great reaction to it, but cleared off the line by Romero. One time effort there off the foot of Memo Diaz, and from the resulting corner, headed into the far post by Palermo Ortiz off the foot of number 16, Gabi Torres. That would be a theme. Torres' left foot rolls it up to Andy Cabrera, and in the 41st minute, Locomotive doubles its lead off the foot of Wilmer Cabrera Jr. His second goal of the season, Palermo's first, and that's the story as we head to the second half of play here in downtown El Paso. Notably, the man who started as the center referee tonight, Igor Bike, is back out on the pitch, but in a boot. He was escorted to the locker room in the first half. He is out on crutches and wearing the boot. He's, I guess, will function as the fourth official, but will obviously need some help to raise signs for substitutions. And so the man in the middle will be James Morgan, who started as the fourth official. Lexington with possession to start. Here in half number 2, or... oh, wrong side of the pitch, maybe? I don't know. We weren't ready to start. We'll have to redo this. So reset the clock. And now we're underway. El Paso trying to work it up the wings. It's good cover. Avila. Moreno swept off the ball. Good work by Epps. You have to imagine Terry Boss is going to come up with some answers. It's a man who is as a professional coach, as a college coach, led Oregon State to a number 1 ranking in his time in the Pacific Northwest. Pac-12 Coach of the Year twice at OSU. Number 1 in the nation as of 2021. New coach this season, trying to take Lexington SC to the heights of the championship. Picking up the foul there is Avila. We see James Morgan, who has been a pro ref. He's fourth official or assistant referee in a number of matches for the championship, MLS Next Pro as well. It's over the top. Locomotive getting a hold of that one. That is Avila. Had to be turned aside. Ketterer on his horse. Avila just slipped in between the defenders. Here's Calvillo. Diaz. Ortiz. Here is Diaz. Ortiz, the long ball. The cross is over. It's knotted down. Avila was there, but Palermo Ortiz, the long switch. Ketterer will have that. As we take a look, that was actually Memo Diaz slipping between a couple of former teammates. That's a great sliding stab by Ketterer. The Locomotive dangerous from the wings yet again. Romero heads that one easily to Acque. Roll it out for a Lexington throw. Here's Hafferty. From the back, Burks. Up and into the middle. Andy Cabrera is down on the turf. And the man who gave Locomotive a 2-0 lead in the 41st minute is holding his right ankle. Cabrera has talked about his son's injuries, said he came back from what really tried to push it when he came over midway through last season. to help Locomotive try to right the ship and make the playoffs. It just never happened. Cabrera is up on his own, but now decides to take a seat again. I think he was just testing things out. Sarai Costa. On to take a look, and it appears that Daniel Carter, rather Tumi Moshaban, will take Andy Cabrera's place in the lineup. Well, Tumi Moshaban has done a fine job as a facilitator this season for Locomotive. Andy Cabrera still trying to work out the kinks a little bit, but obviously with the trainer on the pitch will have to come off, at least for now, and we certainly hope the best for Cabrera, who's dealt with some injuries, got injured in training this season, the preseason anyway, and he's having to be helped off the field. So this is going to be the last we will see of Andy Cabrera, who scored his second goal for Locomotive in minute 41. Both goals tonight assisted by Gabi Torres. Making me hungry. Look at that. Little turkey leg up in the stands. Gotta wash it down. Goodness gracious. And we bring that up to the press box. It will be Tumi Moshaban in to replace Cabrera. And what they lose in maybe a presence up top, they will gain in Moshaban's playmaking, which has been spectacular and roughly from the same area of the pitch. It was Moshaban's pass that led to the goal. The third goal versus Ventura County, if you watch that Open Cup action Wednesday night. Beautiful pass. Here's Lexington, though. Good escape. That's an excellent effort, and the shot, Jeffal, pushed away by Waite. They got that exactly where they wanted to. Excellent work by Hafferty to spring Jeffal for that shot. Locomotive trying to play out of trouble. That's the most dangerous Lexington has looked since early in the first half. Worked by a couple of defenders there. So positive signs of life for Lexington SC. The Frenchman Jeffal with a shot. Forces really the first save by Waite from the first shot on goal. That will be blasted over the end line. It'll be a goal kick for Jamali Waite. The Jamaican international has already made a couple of trips to represent his home nation of Jamaica in international competitions. He's usually the backup for Andre Blake, but last season, with Blake's injury, was called upon to be the starter. Did a great job versus Mexico. Moshaban's first touch will be taken by Lexington. Working it back around to Burks. Get that one up to Rodriguez. Fortunately for Locomotive, Rodriguez, Speedy Williams, and Corey Burke were, up until maybe the last few minutes and maybe stoppage time, virtually invisible. But here's Epps. That's tipped away. Waite makes sure it goes over the head of Kieran Sargent this time. Barbier to bring it down. Lexington looks a lot more dangerous. Barbier. Lanky frame. The Atlantan. Will pull it back. They want to get number 11 on the ball. And here he is, Marcus Epps. Backing into the middle. Little give and go. Epps to cross it. Easily handled by Waite. Nice thought, but just a step ahead of Corey Burke, and Waite. He tripped up a little bit as he sent that one up. We've got a card. No, we don't. Let's see. A yellow to Nick Firmino and a yellow to Eric Calvillo here in the 55th minute. Just a little too much. Backing and forthing for James Morgan. So on the restart, actually no, they'll roll it back. And that's why the yellow card was there on Firmino. And I think Calvillo must have done something in retaliation. So good work by our replay crew for that. Our cameras are better than yours. Part 323. We wondered, the play kind of continued for a bit before James Morgan decided to blow the whistle. Now here's Mo Shaban. Guess who? It's Torres. Mo Shaban. Mo Shaban, nice left-footed effort, but Locomotive does not have Lucho Solignac to rise for those anymore. Up and into the middle, Locomotive. That goes wide of everybody. Picked up by Lexington, the long cross. Finds a waiting Sargent. And he earns a corner. So, well won. That's a great cross, and Kieran Sargent has been a bit of a pest on that left wing side for Lexington SC. This will be Jeffal, the Frenchman. Low drive, and it's cleared away. Ortiz gets a piece of that. Sent back in by Burke, rather by Hafferty. Here's Firmino trying to escape the pressure. We'll roll it out to Speedy Williams. Nice lofted cross. That's over everybody's head. Knotted out, it will be a Lexington throw. So, signs of life for the visitors. And again, 24 on the left, 11 on the right. It's been the way Lexington have worked their way into some dangerous situations, but Paso's been up to the challenge as to this point. Here's DeRoma. Just launches it out. Hafferty to the middle. Speedy Williams. They want to get number 80 a little more on the ball, and he is pretty deep to receive that. Jeffal, that's got to be a bit of a tactical adjustment. Speedy Williams, we've rarely seen him, which is just fine for Locomotive. Jeffal, that is straight to a waiting Tumi Mo Shaban. On the counter, Mo Shaban is tangled up, and that's going to be a yellow card coming. The caution issued, just a little clip of the heels. Just trying to be helpful. Mo Shaban having none of it. Rodriguez receives the yellow card here in the 59th. Our first sub for Lexington about ready to hit the pitch. Elliot Goldthorpe will replace Rodriguez, who just picked up the yellow. And they are making that sub now. So Rodriguez, the Guinea-Bissau native, will make way for Goldthorpe, the Englishman. Quick to get into the wall. That substitution coming in the 60th minute. Calvillo on the restart. Palermo tried to get there, a little too tall. Logan Ketterer will elect for the quick restart. Lexington wants to play out of the back. Kendall Burks has done a solid job kind of captaining things there in the middle for Lexington's three-man back line. Hafferty. Burks, the Washingtonian, trying to loft a long ball. That's played well up the wing. Locomotive will push that out for a throw. That's Ortiz. Further back, please. Says James Morgan, and here is Sargent. Kieran Sargent, the Texan, back in his home state. Although League City's a few hundred miles. I always love folks who say, oh yeah, you're in El Paso. Yeah, we're going to be in Austin. Maybe we'll drop by and see you. You're ready to roll for about 9 hours. Sure. League City around the Houston area. That is intercepted. Well done by Barbier to step into that. Kind of a missed pass. Bobby Torres puts that out for a Lexington throw. Wilmer Cabrera has got this Locomotive side doing pretty well. Locomotive now with 8 goals in their 3rd home match. To give you a little perspective, Locomotive scored 15 goals. 15 goals at home all of last season. So 8 puts them over 50% on their way toward the goal of beating 15 in just their 3rd home match. And here comes Locomotive again. It's a miss on the pass. Well intercepted by Burks. Roll that into touch. It'll be a Locomotive throw. Memo Diaz a little disappointed. Avila says, no worries, old buddy. Memo Diaz, former New Mexico Player of the Year for the Gadsden Panthers. We take a look one more time tomorrow, 2 p.m. Mountain, on the Eyeball Network, CBS proper. It'll be San Antonio FC versus Rising FC. The champions from, will be 21 and 22. Actually make it 22 and 23. Let's be precise about that. Here's Epps. Well done by Akwe, but Epps survives that against a double team. Solid work, but Locomotive trying to make it go, getting that one away from Firmino. It'll be swept back in. Burks. Now taking away Akwe over the head. Nicely done. Mo Shaban can't make anything of that, but Locomotive did well just to clear the wing a bit. He's rolled up, trying to make a move, is the Englishman. Elliot Goldthorpe taken down to earn Lexington a free kick. Palermo Ortiz whistled for the foul. Into the 65th minute. I think John Morgan, our referee, has done a pretty fair job. James Morgan, rather. Coming in to replace Igor Bike, the referee, after Bike went down with an injury on the back part of his right leg, it looked like. Just completely out of the blue, tried to make a cut, and it did not work out. He's in a boot, he's on the pitch. Here's Burks, nicely done, headed, taken by Jamali Waite. They got that straight where they wanted it to go. Marcus Epps with a challenge. But Jamali Waite making his second save of the night. Lexington pretty good on set pieces. They've challenged on corners, on free kicks. But Locomotive's defense, including their goalkeeper, Jamali Waite, has done his job. Here's DeRoma. Bad back pass there. Jamali Waite does well to try and shovel it to the touchline, but it'll be a corner kick. Misplay by DeRoma. A rare misfire. That back pass was a little problematic. Waite doing what he could. What can Lexington make of this? Lifted up and in. Waite makes sure it moves out. Jafal to the far post. Akwe had an angle on that. Palermo will clear that one off the foot of Burks, who got the touch. DeRoma, simple pass this time. Trying to work it out of trouble, and again, slides away from the tackle. It's what we've come to appreciate about Frank DeRoma. It's those calves which continue to be so impressive. That one's going to bounce. That's going to bounce straight to Goldthorpe. Does well, but maybe waited a touch too long to pull the trigger. Palermo Ortiz was working his way up the wing. Played nicely. Diaz trying to get there. With Armando Moreno, it'll be out for a Locomotive throw. Frank DeRoma was only about 5'4" tall. With that low center of gravity, it's just hard for people to grab hold of him and make things work. Frank DeRoma. That's rolled in nicely. In for the stop by Waite, but it will roll in anyway. And out of nothing, Corey Burke gives Lexington something. Lexington finding Burke, who rolled in on Jamali Waite, unchallenged, and it's 2-1 Lexington in the 68th minute. The Jamaican. Beautiful pass. Lexington SC kept knocking at the door. Waite did get a finger on that, but too much. And Corey Burke gets Lexington on the board. The 68th minute goal by Corey Burke. And the restart, it'll be out for a Locomotive throw. Burke with his third goal. Marcus Epps actually leads Lexington with 4 so far this season. Actually 2, I should say. And Burke with his second goal ties Epps atop the leaderboard. Spread it around quite nicely. Epps, Burke, Hafferty, Rodriguez, Firmino, and Goldthorpe have all scored. Goldthorpe has been pretty positive in his time on. DeRoma almost had that. Here comes Lexington again. No foul, play on. Palermo Ortiz does his job. Moshaban. Diaz lofting one in, beautifully done. Ketterer Fingertip, desperation to Roma, and it's in! Rather, it's wide. From our standpoint, it looked like that one was in, but Moreno could not put that on frame. Ketterer does just enough on Avila. Roma, nice bring down, but well wide in the end from Armando Moreno. The former Locomotive FC goalkeeper. Such a great job. USL Championship second team in 2021. This Locomotive, that great year. Led the standings, led the Western Conference through much of the 2021 season, but upset in the first round by Oakland. And the man who wears the 24 jersey for Locomotive this year, Memo Diaz. All-time appearance leader for Oakland SC in his time there. Nice outlet to Mo Shaban. It's where you want Tumi Mo Shaban. Little stutter step. Will bring it back rather than take it himself, and Calvillo tries to hammer one but gets underneath it. Can't watch the match? Turn on Sirius XM FC, channel 157, North America's only 24/7 source for engaging soccer talk, including USL All Access Tuesday nights, plus your live matches from the USL, MLS, Premier League, and more, all on Sirius XM FC, channel 157, and the new Sirius XM app. Lexington. Epps. Lost out by Nick Firmino. Well, El Paso, as we're about to enter the 72nd minute, has done a fine job scoring goals this year. They have yet to keep a clean sheet in championship play. The one clean sheet actually belongs to Sebastian Mora versus Ventura County this last Wednesday night in Open Cup play. It's been the only clean sheet for Locomotive this season. They'd love to give Jamali Waite that accolade. It has not happened so far, and of course here at home, Locomotive looking for its first win at Southwest University Park. In the driver's seat now, can they keep Lexington SC in check? Or perhaps add to their tally here in the 72nd minute? It's looked positive, but Lexington has looked much brighter, and certainly trailing 2-0 at the break in a bit of desperation mode. Akwe. Roma. Calvillo. Palermo. Mo Shaban, and back to Calvillo. Andy Cabrera scoring his second for Locomotive this season, going down to injury. Replaced by Tumi Mo Shaban. Should be noted, Lexington SC with 6 corners so far in the match, which is a couple more than Locomotive. Locomotive looking for its first corner kick of the second half. Locomotive, this is a stat where they have led both of their prior opponents, Switchbacks and Rising. Here at home, and of course Hartford on the road. That's nicely done. Overhead from Avila. Memo Diaz. Diaz. Good strip. Great defense by Kieran Sargent. Trying to turn it into offense on the other side, but Roma back over the top. At the Avila. Sargent, they want a foul, and they're going to whistle that foul on Avila. Took a bit for the referee's assistant to wave his flag, but indeed he did. Epps back to Hafferty. Kendall Burks. The big man, Danny Barbier, 6'4". And Logan Ketterer played for CF Montreal for a few seasons after leaving Locomotive. And I would imagine one of the reasons he has gone to Lexington is because his head coach, Terry Boss, was a former goalkeeper in Major League Soccer and has worked in the youth ranks in the U.S. men's national team structure as a goalkeeper coach as well. Terry Boss, the man on the touchline as Lexington SC makes the jump to the championship from League One. It's a nice centering pass to Epps, and that's off of Gabi Torres for a Locomotive. For a Lexington corner, it'll be their 7th of the match. Solid start to 2024 for Lexington, which was unbeaten in their first 4 matches before losing to San Antonio. Lexington, Jeffal, that's headed out by Ortiz. Throw in coming for Lexington SC. So the loss to San Antonio in the league, and then the loss to Crew 2 of MLS Next Pro in the Open Cup. That it comes to Epps. Great save by Waite. That came from nothing. Rolled right to Marcus Epps, who nearly had his 3rd. But Jamali Waite, right place, right time. And the right man to keep that out of the back of the net. Beautifully worked off the long throw. Lexington, that's almost like a set piece. Straight to Epps, who took a touch to settle, and a Locomotive player is down on the pitch. And that's Akwe. Akwe has been a pretty solid presence since coming over mid-season last year for Locomotive. We take a look at this save again. Coming in from League One. There's Jamali Waite making the stop. He had to be there. And he has been that man for Locomotive when given an opportunity to be. Wahab Akwe coming in the trade for Justin Dillon and is allowed back onto the pitch. Just a quick look-see to make sure everything was okay. Coming to Locomotive from Switchbacks FC. He's been with Loudoun, Richmond. We're in League One, New York Red Bulls 2. Quite the soccer journey for a lot of these players. It's one of the things you appreciate about the USL Championship, which of course, we'll get to some of that here in a bit. Actually, it looks like the assistant referee makes a call and says you were a little too far ahead when you restarted. Much to the chagrin of Elliot Goldthorpe and Lexington. So the restart again, they'll blast that into space. Epps nowhere near, and Waite, make sure it stays that way. El Paso about ready to bring on Tony Alfaro for Wahab Akwe, just making sure. I think Akwe a little slow. And Alfaro is available. Alfaro, who scored one, but was also red carded in the Open Cup match midweek at Ventura County. So will obviously miss Locomotive's Open Cup Derby del Camino Real matchup versus New Mexico United on the 16th. We'll work it back to Hafferty. He's been solid on that right side. And into the middle for Burks. Barbier. Wind's picking up again. It is a chilly, chilly night here in El Paso. Good outlet pass to Moshaban. Into the middle. Calvillo and Moshaban. Overlap from the us, but they don't go that way. Here's Moshaban. That's deflected. And that will bounce to Barbier. A little awkward pass controlled by Firmino. Cleared out Calvillo. Back it comes. Burks lofting that into space. It's to Roma. Locomotive, the ball has basically been stuck in the midfield for the last few minutes as we enter minute 81. Lexington being patient though. There's Speedy Williams trying to start something at that right wing side now. Good work by Torres and overplayed. They tried to find Epps up the right wing. And Locomotive about ready to make a double substitution. And it will be Alfaro to come in for Akwe. Also for Locomotive, Armando Moreno will come off for Ricky Ruiz. And Akwe is down. James Morgan helps him to his feet. And his night is done. Hopefully he is in one piece. As Armando Moreno has run his race tonight. Facilitated nicely up the wing for Locomotive, but he's been a bit invisible here in half number 2. All that success in the first half of play, as there is Wahab Akwe with a little handshake with Coach Cabrera. Tony Alfaro coming in to take his place. So Ruiz also has some speed up that wing. Locomotive, I think, has done its work pretty well tonight as we hit the 83rd minute. We'll bounce to Firmino. Back to Hafferty. Steps into the space nicely. That's going to be a foul. Corey Burke. 16 fouls for Locomotive FC, 8 for Lexington so far tonight as Tony Alfaro, Brian Romero, Palermo Ortiz have done a fine job on that back line for most of the evening. But Lexington SC, off the set pieces, has done pretty well off the foot of the Frenchman, Jeffal. He's back to start this one as we hit the 84th minute. Jeffal, too wide, and Ortiz matadors that one over the byline for a goal kick. The USL Championship is on CBS Sports and ESPN platforms all season long. The most widely available soccer league in the United States. Catch live matches and expert analysis every day on the Golazo Network and ESPN Plus. Go to USLChampionship.com for the complete USL TV listings. Love that, the league really making inroads. And of course, the announcement of First Division Soccer coming in 2027 or 8. And then promotion relegation, the big one. It's been a subject for serious soccer fans in the United States for many, many years. And the USL is ready to try it come 2028 after the World Cup. Wonderful to see this league be a part of that. Well done by Moshaban, rolled into space. Avila looking for somebody in baby blue and finding no one. Ketterer the quick restart to Epps. Hafferty to the middle and Burks. Into the 85th minute. Lexington has been very patient trying to pick its way through, but not finding a whole lot. Barbier almost tripped up. Big man will continue to take it. They'll try to play it back to him. But Michael Adedekun, who has also entered the pitch for Lexington, could not make that connection with the big defender. Adedekun in the 82nd minute for Sargent. That one will roll right into the middle. Locomotive. Lots of blue jerseys nearby, but again, more danger up that left wing side for Lexington. Sargent has been another who's really put in a shift tonight. That's going to be a foul right on the edge of the 18. I think all things considered, James Morgan's done a pretty solid job as the referee tonight. For a guy who started the match as the fourth official. Igor Bank, our starting referee, can you call him that, is on the touchline. Another dangerous restart for Lexington. This looks to be Goldthorpe. Jafal's been the man to facilitate, and it looks like it will be the Frenchman again. Nope. Goldthorpe on for goal and plopped over the bar. Good work by Palermo, sure-footed. Corner kick coming, though, for Lexington. Eighth corner of the match. And there is a Lexington player down in the middle. Judging from the length of the legs, I've got to say it's Barbier. No, he's actually helping the man up. It is actually Firmino. We'll take a look at your GECU save of the game. Here's Firmino, the man who is being tended to. Great pullback, and Jamali Wade having to clear that off the line. But a corner kick from the other side, and it is Jeffal. In it comes, cleared out. We have a whistle. Here's the problem. I think James Morgan, obviously, he is the fourth official, just maybe a little slow. Had blown the whistle before the corner, and now he is urging everybody to stop the jostling. So, the corner kick never happened. It does now. Headed clear, Ortiz. Swung back, Jeffal to the far post. Nobody there. And into the 89th minute, Locomotive trying to hold a resurgent Lexington SC at bay. The goal by Burke in the 68th minute has gotten Lexington on the board. It's still anybody's game. The Locomotive on top 2-1. Anybody's game because you know Lexington is not ready to give up. That's over the top. Wait. There to keep it away and a shove. Corey Burke, and that's going to be a foul on Burke. That was a pretty deliberate shove. and he will see a yellow. He takes down Palermo Ortiz with a shove. Ortiz had just slid in to keep the ball between himself and his keeper, and Jamali Waite stays down as well. And Ortiz stops his momentum, but that was a clear shove by Burke. And as we enter the 90th minute, picks up the yellow card and says, sorry, buddy. So let's take a look at our physical play of the game. Excellent work again by Jamali Waite and Brian Romero to clear that off the line. Brian Romero, the man in from FC Juarez Bravos, and we are at the 90-minute mark. There will be 6 minutes of stoppage time. Between substitutions and injuries, that is about right. So Locomotive needing to do some defending here. Cleared away, solid work in the middle, Alfaro. Adetican trying to get that one. That's a solid challenge on the Englishman by Ortiz. But another corner kick coming. Ortiz just escorting that one out. And this will be Goldthorpe. From Leeds, England, Goldthorpe. In-swinging ball, rattles around, trying to turn and fire. That's blasted away, deflected off of Burke. And sprinting for that was Reese. But Joe Hafferty showing the wheels. Hafferty's been in the entire match. Reese is a substitute. But Hafferty runs it down and wins a free kick for his efforts. Barbier. Just excellent work by the defender. Hafferty out of Washington. Little give and go. Epps to the right side. Nodded out. Good work in the back, Alfaro. Moshe Bond trying to get on the ball on Speedy Williams. That is still in play. Lexington trying to cross. It's headed out by Diaz. Burks has to run this one down. Into the 93rd minute here in El Paso. Barbier. Burks to Hafferty. Williams. Hafferty. Back to Speedy Williams. Burks to Epps trying to one-time that one. May have been off of Torres' hands, but that one's a miss. Swung out by El Paso for a corner kick. Burks worked nicely. Jeffal quickly, the Frenchman. Off to the corner to pick this up. The man from Nantes. Outswinging ball, punched away by Waite. Epps on the left-hand side to pick it up. Sidesteps the pressure, but it's put out by Ortiz, rather Diaz. Comes to Burks. Getting position on that as Diaz taken down. We play on. Waite. Safe hands. With the pressure from Corey Burke. Cabrera's all over. The officiating staff there saying there's a little too much contact. But we play on into the 94th minute. Speedy Williams. And it is desperation time now. Locomotive with a nice takeaway in midfield. Moshe Bond trying to get there. Blasted away by Jeffal. It'll stay in play. Adedikan. The Nigerian with room to roam. To Goldthorpe. Back and forth to Goldthorpe. Has to get that one down at the end line and wait firmly with it. Nicely done. Both teams ready to make substitutions, but no stoppage right now, not officially, with Jamali Wade in control of the ball. The Jamaican international will certainly take his time. Blasting this one into space, Ruiz. Epps. That comes straight for Avila. Moshaban draws a crowd. Goldthorpe there with Jeffal. Adedikan has to double back with Moshaban near him. Well, you don't want to go backward, but Lexington certainly did. And into the final minute of 6 added. Locomotive wins the ball again. Rolled up and into space. And here's that man. Gabi Torres takes it to the corner, which is exactly what you ought to do. Draws the double team. Jeffal and Burks trying to get there. And that's enough. Avila takes his seat. And we have our substitutions. For Locomotive, Tomasi will come on. Beto Avila knows exactly that his number was called and is being escorted out by James Morgan. With a little word from Logan Ketterer for his time wasting. So Tomasi coming on for Beto Avila, who gets a big round of applause from Eighth Notch. We are well past the 96. We're probably an extra minute or so here for the sub. Good sidestep. Still with it, Hafferty sees his way through. Williams. Speedy Williams to the left-hand side. A miss on that pass. Memo Diaz sends it away. Split the difference between Adedikan and Goldthorpe. We have played past 97. Into the 98th minute we go. Last-ditch efforts by Lexington. DeRoma gets a deflection. Blasted clear by El Paso. We play on. Logan Ketterer quickly on the restart. Oh, Jamali Wade. That was contentious. And that is the full-time whistle. James Morgan ends the match. Locomotive with its first win at home in 2025. Lexington SC sent to its second straight defeat in league play. A contentious finish. Wilmer Cabrera with words for Terry Boss. A little mutual appreciation on the touchline, but Locomotive SC, with its second win in a row, its first at home, defeats Lexington by the score of 2-1. Both goals coming in the first half for Locomotive FC. Lexington gets in the second, but could not get past that 1 mark. Outstanding defensive work for Locomotive, as they will win it by the score of 2-1. Stick around, plenty more coming your way with the post-game show as we continue from downtown Paso.
Let's face it, when you have a plumbing problem, it's never a good time. But Sharp Plumbing can ease that pain with fast, friendly service. Sharp prides itself on getting the job done right. We've been fixing plumbing problems in the borderland for 30 years. Sharp is certified in tankless water heater installation and service. If you've been thinking about converting from a traditional water tank to a tankless water heater, give Sharp a call today. 915-892-5790. Sharp Plumbing.
In the blink of an eye, an accident can lead to a traumatic brain injury. These injuries may not be visible, but their impact can last a lifetime. Every year, countless victims suffer from TBIs, facing challenges like memory loss, mood changes, and difficulty in daily activities. If you or a loved one has experienced a TBI due to someone else's negligence, you deserve justice. Call Carter Law Firm right now for a free consultation.
Welcome back to downtown El Paso. A happy eighth notch in Section 105 as Locomotive leaves the pitch with its first win of the home season, 2-1 over Lexington SC. It's a good way to go out. It's Brian Romero saluting the crowd along with his teammates as Locomotive playing its last home match for a month as we take a look at the full-time stats here tonight. Locomotive 2-1, out shooting Lexington 11-10. 7-5 shots on target, possession about where you'd expect it to be. Lexington, one of the best possessing teams, and of course playing from behind. Locomotive ready to give that up a bit in half number 2. 10 corners on the night for Lexington SC, but it was a throw-in that helped them net their goal, and 4 on the night for El Paso. Let's take a look at the goals this evening. Locomotive. The left foot of Gabi Torres, yielding not 1 but 2 assists, the first to Palermo Ortiz with his first goal of the season. That was in the 22nd minute. Beautifully headed ball to the far post. But then a great interception here by Torres. Straight to Andy Cabrera. Basically rolled right up the middle of the pitch. Intercepts that ball to Epps, and it's rolled in by Cabrera for a 2-0 Locomotive lead in the 41st minute. Locomotive would take that lead into the locker room before Lexington was able to get on the board. And it was Burke, basically out of nothing, Corey Burke in the 68th minute. Jamali Waite gets a hand to it, but it wasn't enough to keep it out of the back of the net. And Burke, one Jamaican against another, puts that one in for Locomotive, or for Lexington SC. But Locomotive maintains its defensive poise at the last to take the 2-1 win. The live standings have Locomotive in 5th position in the Western Conference with 8 points, and their second consecutive win. This is Lexington's second consecutive loss in the league, as we send it down to Frida with our Estrella of the match. Pitch side here at Southwest University.
How important was it to get these 3 points at home tonight, Eric?
It was very important. You know, we had a goal at the beginning of the week with 3 games. We wanted to come out with all 3 points and end up with 9. And that's what we did today. So I'm very, very happy with the team, very happy with our performance, very happy with the fans coming out supporting us on this very cold night. And yeah, no better way than, celebrating on a win.
We're celebrating you reaching 100 appearances with Locomotive. How's your time in El Paso meant to you?
Amazing. Myself, my fiance, my son was born here. We've had a blessed, couple of years, and this is really our home. We met a lot of great people that became, really close to us, friends, and now family. And, we're very blessed.
What are some moments that stick out from your time here in Locomotive?
My son being born here in El Paso, that's the start. I've made a lot of history here with the team. Obviously, there's still more to go down. Obviously, bringing a trophy to the city. to the club. That's, one more history that I'm trying to make. But other than that, just being a part of the team, being out on the field with the boys, and, making memories with my family here.
Lastly, the team is on the road for a minute. What are some things that we can expect from you guys?
The same thing you saw tonight: grit, fight, everything. We try to play. We try to continue competing with any team we're playing against. We're just happy to come away with 3 points, and now it's time to rest, regroup, and focus on the next game.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Eric. Let's give it up for Eric Calvillo, Locos.
Welcome. Thank you very much, and we appreciate that, Frida. As Eric Calvillo, honored for his 100 appearances. Great to see him there with his fiancée and his boy. Born here in El Paso, a wonderful opportunity to bring Enzo onto the pitch, and that's something he very much look forward to doing. Enzo made his first appearance not too long after his birth here in El Paso. But Locomotive with a 2-1 win and getting to celebrate Eric Calvillo's 100th appearance with the club, which came on the road. Just an outstanding night for El Paso and Locomotive fans all the way around. And, of course, still active in 3 official competitions and, of course, the 4th unofficial Copa Texas for Locomotive FC versus San Antonio FC. But USL Championship, the new Jägermeister Cup, a League Cup here in the USL Championship between themselves and League One, and, of course, the Lamar Hunt US Open Cup as well. Locomotive alive in all of the competitions and alive in front of their fans tonight with a pair of goals, courtesy of that left foot of Gabi Torres from Palermo Ortiz and Andy Cabrera. For all of us here in El Paso, for our executive producer and director Juan Gutierrez, and our entire crew here at Southwest University Park, I'm Duke Keith. Your final score, Locomotive FC 2, Lexington SC 1. So long, everybody.
This copyrighted telecast of the United Soccer League cannot be retransmitted, rebroadcast, or reproduced without the express written consent of the United Soccer League.